For thousands of years, the emotional core of the Ramayana has rested on a single devastating event. Sita, the beloved wife of Rama, is abducted from a quiet forest dwelling, dragged away to the island fortress of Lanka, and held captive for nearly a year by the demon king Ravana. A massive, centuries-old theological tradition offers a different account of these events. In this version, Ravana never laid a finger on the actual Sita. The woman he abducted, imprisoned, and threatened was a phantom constructed entirely of light and fire. This is a specific, highly detailed theological position known as the Maya Sita tradition. It appears across multiple major Sanskrit texts, from the Kurma Purana to the Brahmanda Purana. You won't find this substitution in the original Sanskrit Ramayana composed by Valmiki. In that earliest foundational text, the Sita who suffers in captivity and the Sita who is eventually rescued are the exact same person. The danger and the trauma were entirely real. As the centuries passed, that reality created a problem for practicing theologians. Rama was understood to be an omniscient avatar of the Supreme Being, while Sita was revered as the goddess of the universe. This raises difficult questions. Could an all-knowing God be tricked by a demon's trap? Could the ultimate cosmic mother be subjected to a demon's physical touch? To maintain the absolute purity of Sita and the omniscience of Rama, later scholars re-examined the story. They concluded that the tragedy of the abduction was a divine drama, a performance designed to fool the villain without ever putting the heroine at risk. The 14th century Adhyatma Ramayana provides the most sophisticated blueprint for how this illusion actually worked. In this telling, Rama knows exactly what is coming. Before Ravana ever arrives at their forest dwelling, Rama pulls Sita aside. He tells her a divine drama is about to begin and instructs her to hide safely within the custody of Agni, the god of fire. Sita agrees immediately. She steps directly into the flames. In her place, a shadow is left behind, Maya Sita. This duplicate is made of fire and light, yet she possesses the exact physical appearance, memories, and gentle personality of the real Sita. To understand why this elaborate substitution was necessary, we have to look at a complex theological concept called Vidvesha Bhakti. This translates roughly to devotion expressed through hostility or direct confrontation. In this framework, Ravana isn't a blind villain stumbling through a plot. He is fully aware that Rama is the supreme being incarnated on earth. Ravana actively seeks out his own destruction at Rama's hands because he believes being killed by God is a cosmic shortcut. It is the fastest path to spiritual liberation, bypassing multiple lifetimes of traditional devotion and austerity. The abduction in the forest functions as a carefully negotiated cosmic dance. It provides the necessary friction to bring about Ravana's spiritual liberation. Rama creates the shadow specifically to give Ravana the confrontation he is seeking. Every moment of the war is an orchestrated divine plan that guarantees the demon king's salvation while ensuring the true goddess is never once in actual physical danger. If Rama orchestrated this entire plan, a difficult question naturally surfaces. Why does he spend the rest of the epic in agonizing, devastating grief over his missing wife? The Adhyatma Ramayana leaves this intentionally ambiguous, tapping into a deep philosophical debate about the nature of an avatara, or divine incarnation. When God takes human form to experience human life, he may temporarily block access to his own omniscience to genuinely feel human pain. Or, his weeping in the forest is a flawless, calculated theatrical performance meant to keep the illusion intact. The tradition answers this tension by giving the shadow herself a profound backstory. Regional texts identify Maya Sita as the reincarnation of Vedavati, a devout woman from an earlier era who had been assaulted by Ravana. Before ending her own life, Vedavati cursed Ravana, vowing to return as the specific cause of his destruction. In this version, she willingly takes on the role of Maya Sita to fulfill her own karmic vengeance. This layered storytelling frames Rama's grief as a deep philosophical meditation on the divine nature, while simultaneously giving the illusory Sita her own powerful karmic agency. All narrative threads converge at the epic's climax, the fire ordeal. In the standard telling, Rama publicly doubts his wife, forcing Sita through flames. The Maya Sita tradition inverts this. Rama's harsh words are a coded cue for the shadow to exit. Her purpose is complete. Maya Sita steps into the fire and dissolves back into her original form of pure light. From those exact same flames, the real, untouched Sita finally emerges, having been guarded by the fire god throughout the war. This visualizes a core concept of Advaita Vedanta philosophy. The diagram shows how a single, ultimate reality can appear to split into an experienced world of separation and suffering, known as Maya. The shadow suffering in Lanka and the pure reality hiding in the fire are ultimately the same undivided divine consciousness, temporarily expressing itself in two forms before merging back into one. By reinterpreting the fire ordeal through this philosophical lens, the tradition transforms a public punishment into a mechanical necessity. It clears Rama of any cruelty and protects Sita from the burden of public humiliation. This concept did not remain locked inside complex Sanskrit theology. In the 16th century, the poet Saint Tulsidas wove the Maya Sita plot in his Ramcharitmanas, translating the story into the regional language of Awadhi. Through the immense popularity of that text and its adaptation into annual Ramlila stage performances across North India, this divine illusion became the accepted truth for hundreds of millions of practicing devotees. We are watching a culture's collective devotion actively reshape its most sacred text. Over centuries of engagement, the audience confronted the uncomfortable realities of Valmiki's original poem and steadily built an alternative architecture around it. Generations of storytellers committed to the perfection of these characters used this plot device to ensure that Sita's purity and Rama's compassion remained beyond any possible doubt. The Maya Sita tradition is an act of devotional storytelling. It is a fortress of fire and light, constructed by millions of devotees over 1,000 years to keep the Mother of the Universe eternally untouched, divine, and perfect.